Imagine a scenario where the lights go out, your phone is as good as a brick, cars come to a standstill, and the hum of civilization as we know it simply stops. It's not a scene from a dystopian movie, it's the potential aftermath of an EMP attack. So what exactly is an EMP? Standing for electromagnetic pulse, an EMP is a burst of electromagnetic radiation that can result from various sources. It could be a nuclear explosion detonated high in the atmosphere, or even a solar flare from our very own sun. The terrifying thing about an EMP is its capacity to cause widespread, catastrophic damage. It's not about the explosion or a physical shock wave, but rather the silent, invisible wave of energy that follows. This energy wave can fry electronics on a massive scale, leading to long-lasting power outages. This means that your everyday conveniences, like refrigeration, internet, cell phones, and even modern cars, could simply stop working. The grid could go down, plunging entire cities into darkness. Communication networks would collapse, making it difficult to get or send information. Public transportation systems would grind to a halt, stranding millions. But it's not just about the immediate aftermath. The long-term consequences could be even more severe. Hospitals would struggle to function without electricity. Water treatment plants would stop working, threatening access to clean water. Food supplies could dwindle as transportation and refrigeration systems fail. In essence, an EMP attack could send us hurtling back into a pre-electric age, a time most of us have never experienced and are ill-prepared to face. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? That's why understanding EMPs, their potential impacts, and how to prepare for them is so vital. Because in a world without electricity, survival skills become more important than ever. An EMP attack could plunge us back into the dark ages, making survival skills more important than ever. In a world without power, preparation is key. And when it comes to surviving an EMP attack, there are a few essentials you absolutely cannot overlook. Let's dive right into what you'll need. First and foremost, non-perishable food. We're talking canned goods, freeze-dried meals, and anything else that can stay edible for long periods. Remember, in a post-EMP world, refrigeration may not be an option. Next up, water. It's a basic necessity, and you'll need a reliable source. Having a water purification system is crucial. It could be as simple as purification tablets or as advanced as a portable water filter. Either way, don't underestimate the importance of clean drinking water. Medical supplies are another must. A basic first aid kit could be a lifesaver in an emergency, but don't stop there. Stock up on any necessary prescription medications as well as over-the-counter remedies for common ailments. Now, let's talk tools. In a world where power tools are useless, manual ones will become your best friends. Think axes, shovels, and hand drills. These will be invaluable for building shelter, gathering resources, and so much more. Last but definitely not least, a Faraday cage. This simple device can protect your electronics from the damaging effects of an EMP. Building one isn't as complicated as you might think, and we'll cover that in a later scene. But remember, having all these items is just part of the equation. Knowledge is just as important. Make sure you know how to use all your tools and supplies effectively. Learn basic first aid, understand how to purify water, and familiarize yourself with alternative energy sources. These supplies and skills will be your lifeline in a post-EMP world. So, start gathering, start learning, and most importantly, start preparing. Because when it comes to surviving an EMP attack, there's no such thing as being too ready. To protect your electronics, you'll need a special shield. Enter the Faraday cage. A Faraday cage, named after the scientist Michael Faraday, is a simple yet ingenious device. It's designed to protect your electronics from an electromagnetic pulse. You might be thinking, I need to be an engineer to build one of those. But surprisingly, you don't. All you need are a few common household items and a dash of determination. First, gather your materials. You'll need a metal trash can with a tight-fitting lid, aluminum foil, and conductive fabric, which can be found online or at a local fabric store. The trash can serves as the outer shield, while the aluminum foil and conductive fabric provide an added layer of protection for your electronics. Let's get down to business. Begin by lining the inside of the trash can with aluminum foil. Make sure to cover every inch and don't be stingy with the foil. The more layers, the better the protection. Once the can is lined, place a layer of conductive fabric on top of the foil. This fabric serves as a barrier between the foil and your electronics. Now it's time to add your electronics. It's important to remember that any electronic device you want to protect should be placed inside the cage. This could be your phone, laptop, radio, or any other device you deem essential. Once your devices are inside, cover them with another layer of conductive fabric. Finally, close the lid tightly. Your Faraday cage is now complete. But how do you know if it works? The simplest way to test your Faraday cage is by placing a working radio inside and tuning it to a strong FM station. If you can't hear the station once the lid is on, congratulations. Your Faraday cage is a success. Remember, an effective Faraday cage could mean the difference between isolation and communication. So don't wait until it's too late. Start building your Faraday cage today. Stockpiling isn't just about hoarding, it's about smart, sustainable survival. When we talk about the aftermath of an EMP attack, we're looking at a world where the conveniences of modern life are absent. So it's essential to have a well-stocked supply of non-perishable food, water, medical supplies, and manual tools. Non-perishable food should be your first priority. Canned goods, dried fruits, and jerky can last for years if stored properly. Remember, variety is key to maintaining health and morale, so diversify your stockpile with different types of food. Access to clean water is also vital for survival. Investing in a water purification system can be a lifesaver. There are several options available, like water purification tablets, portable filters, or even DIY purification techniques. Medical supplies are another critical component of your stockpile. First aid kits, bandages, antiseptic creams, and over-the-counter medications could be the difference between life and death in a post-EMP world. Manual tools are something we often overlook in our automated society. But when the power's out, a good set of hand tools can help you repair, build, and maintain your living conditions. Think hammers, screwdrivers, saws, and remember to include a manual can opener for all those canned goods you've stockpiled. Now let's talk communication. In a world without cell phones or internet, staying connected with others becomes a challenge. Ham radios, also known as amateur radios, are a reliable backup communication system. They can transmit and receive signals over long distances, even in the absence of modern infrastructure. In addition to building a backup communication system, it's equally important to establish a network of local contacts. These are people in your community who can provide help, share resources, and offer support in an emergency. Consider setting up meeting points where you can gather with others in case of a disaster. These points should be easily identifiable and accessible to everyone in your network. In the aftermath of an EMP attack, these resources and connections could save your life. So remember, stockpiling isn't just about collecting things, it's about preparing for a sustainable life in a changed world. When the grid goes down, where do you turn for power? It's a question that's been on many minds, and the answer lies in harnessing the power of alternative energy sources. Solar power is a fantastic option for post-EMP survival. It's renewable, abundant, and doesn't depend on a functioning power grid. A solar panel setup can provide energy for lighting, charge devices, and even power small appliances. Remember though that solar panels themselves can be vulnerable to an EMP, so storing a spare set inside your Faraday cage is a wise move. Now let's talk about building and maintaining a solar generator. A solar generator is essentially a portable power station that uses solar panels for charging. It consists of solar panels, a solar charge controller, a battery, and an inverter. The solar panels absorb sunlight and convert it into electricity. The charge controller regulates this electricity and charges the battery. The inverter then converts the stored DC power from the battery into AC power, which can be used to power your devices. Building your own solar generator isn't as daunting as it sounds. With a bit of research and some basic DIY skills, you can set up a reliable power source that can serve you well in a post-EMP world. Maintenance is also straightforward. Keep your solar panels clean and free of debris, and periodically check your battery and inverter for any signs of wear or damage. Hand crank devices are another valuable tool in your post-EMP arsenal. From radios to flashlights, these devices generate power through manual cranking action, making them immune to EMP effects. They require no batteries, no electricity, and can be a real lifesaver when other power sources fail. Remember, in a post-EMP world, every bit of power counts. By exploring alternative energy sources and learning how to harness them, you can create a sustainable living situation even when the grid is down. Harnessing alternative energy sources can help you reclaim some control in a chaotic situation. So, start preparing today and ensure you're ready to power up post-EMP. In the world of EMP preparedness, misinformation can be a dangerous enemy. Let's clear the air on some common misconceptions. One myth is that all electronics, regardless of their size or complexity, will be fried by an EMP. In reality, smaller, simpler electronics like wristwatches or battery-powered devices may survive. However, anything connected to the power grid or with complex circuitry is at risk. Another misconception is that a car will automatically be rendered useless after an EMP. While it's true that modern cars with complex electronics are vulnerable, older cars with less electronic components stand a better chance of survival. But remember, even if your vehicle survives, gas stations may not be operational. Now let's address some challenges you might face while preparing for an EMP. Limited storage space can be a hurdle. But remember, not everything needs to be stored in a Faraday cage. Non-electronic essentials like food, water, and medical supplies can be stored anywhere safe and accessible. Use your space wisely. Budget constraints are another reality. It's important to remember that preparedness is a marathon, not a sprint. Start small, focusing on essential needs first. With time, gradually build up your supplies and skills. A Faraday cage, for instance, can be made from affordable, everyday items like a metal trash can and aluminum foil. Another challenge is the lack of knowledge or skills in areas like first aid, water purification, or alternative energy sources. The good news is there's a wealth of free or low-cost resources available online, in books, or through local community classes. Lastly, remember that preparing for an EMP, like any other disaster, can feel overwhelming. It's vital to stay focused, make a plan, and take it one step at a time. Don't let fear or panic drive your decisions. Instead, let knowledge, practicality, and preparedness guide you. Armed with accurate information and practical strategies, you can navigate the road to preparedness with confidence. Surviving an EMP attack is no small task, but with the right preparation, it's possible. Remember, knowledge is your best weapon. Understand your risks, build that Faraday cage, stock up on essentials, and set up backup communication systems. Don't forget to explore alternative energy sources and debunk those EMP myths while you're at it. We've also learned that skills like first aid, water purification, and manual farming can be lifesavers. Community building plays a key role too. Forming a prepper group in your locality can offer mutual aid and shared resources. But let's not stop here. The journey towards preparedness is ongoing. Keep learning, keep practicing, and stay alert to the changing scenarios. So start your preparation today, and remember, the best time to prepare was yesterday. The second best time is now. Let's face this challenge head on, with readiness at our side and resilience in our hearts. Thank you for joining us on this journey into EMP preparedness. We hope you found this guide informative and practical. Remember, your knowledge and experiences are invaluable, so feel free to share your tips and experiences in the comments below. If you're keen on learning more about survival and emergency preparedness, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We've got plenty more where this came from. Until next time, stay safe, stay prepared. Over and out.